And we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Not Quite Novelist. This is the show where new friends are made, literally, and new worlds are built live and on the spot each and every episode. My name is Savannah. If you don't know who I am, how the hell did you get here? Uh, if you do know who I am, you know that obviously I'm fangirling because I keep getting cool fucking people on my show, and I'm very excited about this. We've got Victor, the Story Weaver. Hello, Victor.
Well, hello there.
Hello! Oh my gosh, I
Hi.
am so excited. Are you excited? Because I am.
I'm excited.
I'm
Yeah,
pumped for this.
this is seems like it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's right down my alley. So,
Hell
or right
yeah.
up my alley, right middle, right up and
It's in
down.
the
It's a
alley
roller. It's my
somewhere.
roller coaster alley.
I
So
like it. The hair. Yeah, oh yeah. This is my way of saying thank you to the red hair and putting her to bed, and now I've got the purple hair. We're back. I feel like I'm back to my natural state of being. You know, I feel like this is like who I am in
looks
my
good.
soul. Thank you.
And it
You
fits you.
know, it's my perfect hair color when my mom, who famously hates all of the crazy alt stuff that I do to my hair, tells me that she likes the purple. Uh, so
Purple
back to my
rocks.
natural state. Thank you. Fingers crossed for vampire. Oh, uh, we're getting there. Give me a second. Before we get started, everyone, you know what to do. Grab your keys, jingle your keys for the fairies. Ask the fairies for good tech vibes. Yes. Love it. Ooh, shimmy too. I like it. I like the little addition. Um,
Yeah.
Also, for anyone who was in my like celebratory chill stream last night, because I celebrated 1 year of being a Twitch affiliate, which was really cool. I was chilling last night, and people were helping me kind of fix my tech stuff, or at least like raise the volume in my mic. Do we have to pay extra for the shimmy from Victor?
You do. You do.
Yeah.
You do.
I require at least one gift sub to get Victor to shimmy again. So
Yeah.
5 gift subs gets both of us to shimmy. Uh, yeah. I mean, hey, last night we hit a level 5 hype train. Let's see if we can get that rolling again. Let's do it again.
Do
But let me know if you guys can hear my mic better, because I know that I knew it was gonna happen. I knew
it.
it. I knew if Game Jousters was in chat, it was gonna happen. All right, everybody, shimmy, shimmy, grab the keys. Okay, incredible. Thank you, Game Jousters. That was awesome. Immediate level 2 hype train is hilarious. That's so good that happened. Holy shit. Okay, we haven't even gotten started yet. Let's go ahead and do that. Couple points of order. I updated my overlay. Someone be proud of me. And I'm
I'm so
updating my
proud of you.
YouTube. Thank you. I am updating my YouTube. The last 2 episodes will be up starting tomorrow. This week, well, we'll be totally caught up, and I won't be running behind anymore. New here. Hi, Dutch pleb. I love your name.
Welcome.
Hello. Well, good thing that we are just getting started then. We've got, hold on, I'm gonna throw in the guest info in the chat real quick. We're just about to get started, but here is what is gonna happen since we do have someone new in the chat. I have these 2 teacups. We call them the teacups of fate. I know how to talk, I promise. Oh my god.
How dare.
Hey! All right, everybody shimmy again. Shimmy, shimmy. We shimmy for gift subs in this house. Oh my god. Incredible. Thank you so much,
I see
Ham.
you. I see you, Ham. I'm not. This is not gonna change. Just a quick thing. I am Ham's patron in a game. In like a long campaign,
Oh,
I'm his patron.
I
I
see.
have made
Okay.
homebrews for him. So just so you know, this
Incredible.
is not gonna change anything.
I see. He's trying to win your favor. I see. I see.
Hmm.
I see. All
Hmm.
right. Well, let's see. I don't know. Keep gifting those subs, and maybe it'll change. You know. Okay. So we're already off the rails, and there's not even really any rails to begin with. All right.
Pleasant.
2 teacups. They are filled with slips of paper. I'm going to go ahead and pull 2 prompts out of them: a theme and a tone. So theme is going to be more like character based. It's like Uh, we've got. Oh, okay. Interesting. So I was talking to, I'll say this, I was talking to my housemate earlier because we were reading this absolutely atrocious vampire romance book. We have been reading this book like for over a year, but basically it's like whenever I'm like cleaning my room or like doing my makeup or whatever, she'll come and sit and read this book to me. And the reason it's going so slow is because I will interrupt every other sentence, crashing the fuck out about how terrible this book is.
I've been there.
I get stressed about it. Um, but we are keeping our fingers crossed for vampires to be the theme, just to see how that goes. I have to keep my poker face to show you what it is that we got. So give me just a second here.
Poker face.
Okay. So, our theme is mobsters. I'm sorry, we didn't get vampires. That's okay. We'll get vampires soon enough. But our theme is mobsters, and our tone is urban fantasy. So we get to make some fantasy mafia type vibe. I'm excited. We haven't done a mobster story in a while.
Interesting.
I haven't drawn mob or mafia in a bit, so I'm excited for this.
It's funny because you were saying like, we didn't get vampire, and in my brain I'm thinking, but my venture vampire is kind of like a mobster. So
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah. So like, I mean, here's the thing. I didn't specifically draw vampires as the theme, but you can't tell me that vampires are not urban fantasy stories. So like, we could absolutely make like a vampire mafia vibe. I'm
well,
down
but
for
just
that.
right off the bat though, and maybe this is a cop out, but it's kind of like the idea of like, okay, when you think about mafia,
Mm.
you think about the idea of like controlling territory, right? Like power domain, correct? Like if you think
Yeah.
about the idea of it, you talk about like there is the concept of potential legacy because there's maybe like a name to it. There's a name,
Yes.
there's a family name, there is a legacy about where the family came from. And when you think about the concept of like Vampire the Masquerade, it's very mafia.
Oh
If you
yeah.
think about the concept that you
Yeah.
have the Toreadors, the Venturers,
Yeah.
and then you have like the not so good, not so bad, but a lot of it has to do like, oh, the territory, this territory, you don't do this in this territory, you don't do
Yeah.
that in that territory. So without going into vampirism, I think one of the things that we could try to explore is what is the particular like struggle,
Yeah.
like what's the
Okay.
thing that people are pulling into in this mafia urban world to like
So
dominate.
fun fact, just to tangent because we haven't done that enough already. I have never actually played Vampire the Masquerade. I would love to. I
Matt, we
have.
gotta fix that.
What was that?
I said, Matt, we gotta fix that because
Yeah.
Matt, I've
Yeah.
been pushing Matt to
I've
do a PTM.
I I'm pretty sure I've told this to Matt before. I know I've shared this. I have a concept for a Vampire the Masquerade character that I'm sure is probably gonna die in like 2 seconds in this game but I like the concept for this character and I would love to be in a game. So the concept that I have is based off of an RP story that I did with a friend of mine like a few years ago. Um, she's a human who is obsessed with the idea of turning into a vampire. And the reason for that is that 10 years earlier, when she was like 14 and her older brother was 24, her family were attacked by vampires. Her parents were killed, but her brother was turned into a vampire. Also, yay, hype chests in the chat, everybody. Choo choo, motherfucker. That was aggressive. I'm not sorry. um, but like her family was killed, or her parents were killed, but her brother was turned into a vampire, and her brother was like, well, I still have my 14-year-old sister who needs a family, so he just stuck around and like raised his sister. But she became obsessed with the idea of I cannot outlive or be like older or the same age as my brother. He is always my older brother. So I need to turn into a vampire before I turn 24 because he got turned at the age of 24 and that became like an obsession with her. And so the concept that I would have is that if I were to put this into a game, I would want it to be like, maybe she just turned 23 and she's like, I have 1 year. I have to get this done.
I
Gotta get
have, I
Gould
have,
so
I know
fast.
that this is not the theme that we have, but I have
Yeah.
so many things to propose for this thing that you just said
We can,
related to VTM.
yeah. Let's put a note in this.
Oh,
We'll put a pin in this. We'll talk.
yeah, put a
Yeah,
pin on
for
it
sure.
because I was gonna throw like a whole
Yeah,
curve to
yeah,
you
yeah.
of like, you know, Malkavians. Are you familiar with Malkavians?
I have very little understanding of
Okay,
uh Vampire the
that's fine.
Masquerade. I've listened to like two VTM. So what's the goal of this stream? Is it like rating
Go,
together,
go fast.
talking about potential plot points, etc., talking about scenarios? It's kind of all of this. Yeah, it's so the point of the stream, and we will go on a million tangents because the ADHD demons are working overtime up here. Um,
I feed them
but
every day.
yeah, me too. And also, I set this stream for right when my meds wear off for the day, so I'm like, I'm all over the place. But basically, grabbing these like random prompts, theme and tone. From here, we just kind of like make up whatever we want. I've had some guests be like, okay, we're gonna make a whole D&D campaign in 2 hours. I've had some be like, oh, this is an anime, or this is a K-drama, or this is whatever. It really just depends. And the point is just 2 hours of free flowing creativity. You cannot go off the rails if there are no rails to begin with. We have one rail, and it's these two prompts up here. So, yeah. So, I think for mobsters, so one thing that I do ask or like that I do think about in terms of these streams is sometimes I will get a prompt where it's like, oh, we have to set up the world and do world building before we come up with characters. Or some
Mhm.
it's like, okay, we can make our characters first and then kind of build the world around that. Uh, there's a third rail, the cyberpunk train in the corner is on it. Shit, I forgot I drew an actual train for the overlay. You're right. But yeah, so I think with urban fantasy, it's easy enough to say, like, okay, this is, a modern enough world that we can kind of root ourselves in some semblance of reality here. I say, let's
Mhm.
try and come up with our characters first and then figure out from there around like what is the world going to look like. So if you want to start with like, okay, what is the struggle? Like,
Mhm.
are you proposing that maybe your character and my character would be on like opposite sides of a power struggle? Maybe we're both in different mob families.
Well, it depends. Do we want to make it a versus, or do we want to make it a us versus the world?
Ooh, us versus like whatever
Like
like law
it's
enforcement government
yeah,
agent there is
because
trying to
I
take us down. I like
well,
that.
because also we can think about the concept of because that's it's like we could create the characters first, we can, but
Mm-hmm.
also there's the concept of okay, um, we can decide whether or not the characters are part of a family already, or
Ooh.
they are actually trying to get into a family. Because not everybody belongs to
Ooh.
the family through bloodline. Some people are just assimilated by the family because they prove their worth.
Okay, yeah, I like that. Hold on real quick. Dutch pleb, is this with chat input or more between you two? Um, Mostly between us, but like I love reading chat. I love seeing chat's input. So if you've got ideas, throw them in there. And then also like I will encourage chat input a lot once we get these kind of characters a little bit more established because there are channel points redeems if you only have it's only 500 channel points if you've got the points for it. You can start asking us questions that we have to answer in character once we make an actual like once we make these actual characters. It would be very awkward for me specifically if Savannah said no chat input. That's true. That's true. Matt loves to throw some chat input in here. I love reading chat. I Some of the input, like some people in chat, game jousters, will throw some unhinged chaos shit into the chat. But sometimes like I love reading it because y'all will come up with ideas that like I didn't even think of. I didn't even consider. So yes, please chat input. I love seeing it. Um, so back to Victor, back to what you were saying.
Mhm.
Let's say okay, so if that's kind of a direction that you're thinking, would you say your character is maybe someone who maybe your character like owes the mob family something or like or is trying to work his way up in the ranks, you know?
Yeah.
is someone who has that like thing to prove, is trying to get into the family. I Here's the thing. Dutch, you're new, but everyone who knows me knows I love to play a little like heiress princess character. When it comes to positions of power, when it comes to like mob families, royalty families, that kind of thing, I love to play like a uh, a reluctant heiress, or like the person who is like not like the top dog, like not the mob boss, but like the heir, the next in line, that kind of thing,
Mhm.
who is thinking, oh, but I am gonna like be fair, I'm gonna be nice, or I don't want this power, I don't want this, I want to run away from this power, like that kind of situation. I love playing that role.
Okay.
I love
Okay.
a little heiress princess, and now I'm trying to decide, do I want to play someone who is right in there? Like, do I want to play my type, or do I want to make someone that
You
kind
want to
of
go
goes
against the
against the
grain?
grain? Yeah. But last week when I had Cast Party on, Colin was the one who made the heiress character. He took my type from me, and I just played their like maid, like assistant. So
Okay.
I kind of want to play like maybe like the mob boss's daughter or something, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. Mob boss's daughter who's like kind of like the rebel of the family. You know what I mean? Like likes to
Yeah.
go and hang out in I do love to play nepo babies. I love I love playing nepo babies. It's so fun.
Okay, so here's a okay. What if to count to like create the counterbalance to that?
Mhm.
I create a character who is not in the families,
Mm.
has all the potential to be in the families, just doesn't really want to.
Okay, hear me out. Because I have an idea. It is kind of based off of a story that me and my friend did a while ago, like as a private RP. But I like this idea of throwing it into like an urban fantasy setting. What if you like? So if my character is like the heiress, the like daughter who is also kind of like the rebel, like loves to like go out and go to like seedy nightclubs and stuff like
Mhm.
that, knowing that like dad would never approve, like that kind of thing. Like loves to be like the wild child party girl. Um, is out on in like the wrong part of town, despite the fact that her dad runs every wrong part of town. But like she's out somewhere where she shouldn't be. Your character accidentally like maybe she like saves her from getting mugged and it's like a chance encounter kind of situation. But because of that, dad approves and immediately is like, "Hey, you want a job? You're her bodyguard now." Like that, and it turns into like, "Oh shit, I accidentally got like a decently high level position in this family that I don't want, but I can't say no."
So you say your character's a bit of a rebel.
Mm-hmm. She likes to like sneak out and go party.
In my brain, and I'm kind of jumping ahead in the like in the if I was writing this as a script
Oh
or a
yeah.
storyline because it
Okay.
happens. My brain works this way.
No,
Um,
that's the point. I love that. That's the point of this show. It makes me so
so
happy.
in my brain, I'm going the moral that this character can bring to the story
Ooh.
is you have a character who has privilege
Mm-hmm.
and has the privilege to rebel and this privilege blinds them to the idea that something
Oh,
truly bad can happen to her family because she does not understand the concept of not being untouchable.
yes.
What if my character is that mistake that then brings everything down?
Oh, I like this. Oh no, I love this.
So it's like
Oh.
and so what happens is to make it more interesting from my
Mm.
character's perspective is that my character doesn't want to at
Yeah.
first, but he
Yeah.
just ends up doing it. Like he ends up breaking the wheel.
So something that I think could be interesting is that my character, what if my character then like what if she wants that? What if she doesn't agree with the whatever it is like um you know organized crime businesses that her family runs? Like what if she doesn't agree with any of that? Doesn't like the way her dad runs shit? Like doesn't want anything to do with it. She wants to take down her own family. because
But
she
then
can't stop it.
so we can't play that. But
Yeah.
then that means that our characters align more fluid.
Unless she doesn't realize it. Like that's something that she realizes later after getting to know your character a little more. She's like, "Oh,
Yeah, because
yeah, no,
it's
I
the idea
really
is
don't
like
agree with this. Like maybe I was just rebelling subconsciously because I don't like this
if this was to
organization."
be a TV show,
Yeah.
the way that I see this is the character that basically it's the way that I'm based on what you mentioned about the idea of the character being like, oh, it's a rebel, like she's the daughter of the boss, but she's a rebel. She likes to go out of parties and go to the places that she shouldn't go. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I feel like the moral there, if she already doesn't like what her father is doing, then it's an easy access. If I have someone that goes,
Yeah.
hey, I also don't like what your father is doing, then your character goes, oh, let me join you, right? And then that's what happens. But
Or so
if
maybe
your
she
character,
just is like not she's more like I don't want to say ignorant to everything that's going on, but very much just like I don't care. Like I don't want
yeah,
anything to do with it. She's just so apathetic towards it. She's like I don't care. I have access to go out and get whatever weird fantasy magic drugs I want and go out and party and go to clubs and do all this shit. Flippant, that's the right word
yeah,
I'm looking for.
flippant. And it's I think in a way as a way of representing this is the concept of she doesn't realize the privilege
Yeah.
that it is to go to whatever bar or club she wants. She doesn't understand the concept of the house she comes back to.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the part
Exactly.
that doesn't clock in, that if
Yeah.
the things that her father is doing were to be taken away, the life that she has when she comes back home
Yeah.
is what changes. She can still go, she could be on the street and still go to the bar. Maybe you
Yeah.
can't enter because you don't have the money, but it is the life that you're living is the part
Yeah.
that maybe is that this is what's going to be lost. That's
Ooh.
the part that then you start realizing you it's not just like, oh yeah, my father does bad things, I don't like it, or you
Yeah.
are like, I'm just going to go because I can always rebel because I'm a rebel. It's like if you were really a rebel, then you say, I'm
Yeah.
not going to live in this house, I'm not going to take your money,
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
going to build my life. That's a real rebel. So is
Okay.
she if she's not, then
Yeah.
she gets the wake up call when everything falls apart and it's like, now what do I do? And it's like, figure it out.
I love that. I love it. Yeah. I love this. Maybe she finds out what the boss actually does. No, I think that would be exactly it. I think like her like catalyst moment is that she finds out, probably walks in on seeing some shit that she shouldn't see. Um, but she like finds out what business her father is actually in and is just like, I'm done. Like I'm out. Like that's a catalyst moment, and she, like, I could see her having this moment of like truly seeing it in front of her and seeing the shit that her dad does, and like no longer being able to have this like plausible deniability, no longer being able to deny what's going on.
Mhm.
I could see her showing up to like your guy's house and being like, "You were right, and I'm done. I'm out."
You know, it'd be funny though.
Hmm.
When she gets to the other guy, my
Yeah.
guy's house, he's doing just the same.
God fucking damn it.
Because it's, I mean, it
uh,
depends on the story we want to tell, right? Like,
yeah.
do we want a more what do you call it, utopian or dystopian outcome, in a
Mm.
sense, where like, do we want to make the story a dark story that is like this is a vicious cycle that never ends? Like, you break down one
Ooh.
house, but the house that broke it needed to be like the house that was broken,
Yeah.
or are we breaking this house and then we're kind of being like, let's try to figure out a better way to build this house next time,
Yes.
you
I
know?
think
So
that's
it's like,
kind of the I think that is the idea for this character, cuz that is part of like my oh my gosh, hi Keon.
halakion,
Hello.
hello.
We're making mobsters in urban fantasy. Uh and it's really interesting. I'm trying to think of like I think so the type of character I like to play when it comes to like these like heiress nepo baby type characters, I like playing the ones who are like I can do this better. I can use
Hmm.
like this idealist idea of I can use this position of privilege, of power, of wherever the fuck I'm at to make shit better and to do
Yeah.
better and to Savannah playing a nepo baby. Listen, oh, hydrate. Everybody
Oh,
hydrate.
hydrate. God damn. No, wait, wait, wait.
Oh no!
Ah, damn.
Damn.
I'm prepared, I swear.
Yay. Hydrate or dihydrate. Savannah, you are the new Victor. Oh god. I don't know if I can be Victor. I don't know if I want that.
With great victor comes great responsibility, just so you know.
That's scary. Every time I have to be off camera for any reason, Game Jousters declares whoever my guest is to be the new Savannah. So keep that in mind. If I go off camera for any reason, you will become the new Savannah. Have fun with
Noted.
that. I fear the day someone knows me well enough to just be like, okay, I'm going to do a perfect Savannah impression. I am so scared of that happening one day. Okay. So back to this though. Okay. Who? Let's do some like character stuff. Let's zoom in a little
Hmm.
bit and kind of bring it to the micro before we start coming up with like these story arcs, because I want to get to know these characters a little bit before
Yeah.
we start thinking about this. So let's figure out the world here. Your character. Are they a magical being? Are we doing creatures? Are we doing vampires? Obviously, my thought is I always want to figure out a way to make a fairy bitch, but I feel like I'm not gonna do fairies in this one. Although that could be fun. Modern
I
urban fantasy fairies are a very fun thing for me to try and do.
Yeah. I mean, it's
But
similar to
witches could
it's
also
it's
be
it's
cool.
kind of like the vibes of Carnival Row. I don't know if you've seen it. If you
No,
haven't,
I've
you
seen
should.
trailers of it, but everyone tells me
Girl,
it's right up my alley, and I gotta watch
girl,
it. I
come on. You
know.
just said fairies.
I
I'm like, you have
know.
to.
I gotta. It's on my
Because
list.
basically
I have
that's
so much
basically
going on.
like talking about like the 1800s,
Ooh.
the migrant 1800s vibe of like how like the new people that were coming to America, or like the people that from Ireland going to England or whatever, industrial revolution vibes. But then you have the fairies being the people that they're treating as the other.
Ooh.
And so it's that vibe. It's like
Shit, I gotta watch this show.
you
Damn.
have to, because literally
Okay.
it
Yeah.
literally very much is very close to what this could
Okay.
potentially be. um but so one of the things that came to my mind was the idea of it being sort of like low fantasy, but or low to mid fantasy.
Matt, I will do this one time on your show. I challenge you to know fairies.
Nani?
How many, hear me out, how many gift subs or Ko-Fi donations to not do any fairy story, to not do a fairy? Should I say just 5 gift subs and I won't do a fairy character? Can I be bribed to do no fairy magic? I think I can. 5 gift subs and I won't do a fairy character.
I have magic proposition that doesn't involve fairies.
I
You
challenge
challenge
Victor to
me to
fairies.
fairy?
Oh, y'all are
I'll
flipping it
do
around
it.
on us.
I don't.
Victor will just do
Challenge
that for
away.
free. Like that's
Challenge away.
just one gift sub to no fairies. Fairy no fae for me is a tall order. So there will be sometimes I didn't do any fae last week. You know, I didn't do any
Fairy
fairies.
duel.
I actually didn't even make a fairy character with Lily, which is shocking because we talked about fairies a lot, but I didn't make an actual fairy character. I
Okay,
made
hear
an
me out.
insectoid. I made an
Hear me
insectoid
out.
alien.
Hear me out, because now I have like a whole fucking thing that is exploding in my mind.
Okay.
We know fairies, or the lore of fairies, to be connected to nature.
Yes. Yeah.
What if we make these fairies be born out of the urban and territories? And so we make it so
Ooh.
that the ground upon which the urban lands were built, the soil, the brick
Yeah.
and stone, the paint used for graffiti.
No fucking way. Oh my god, you did it. Matt! Well, shit, I can't do a fairy character now.
So it's okay. It doesn't need to be fairy related. But
Yeah.
one of the things that I
But the
was thinking about, the
magic in this
fantasy,
world,
the
yeah.
magic in this world is actually connected. So a lot of the times we kind of go with the idea of like, oh, like the magic was connected to the land, and we lost the land because we started building and this and that. And it's like, well, what if we do the opposite? What if there is this sort of idea of like, oh, the struggle of the inner city or the struggle of the urban life is like, because it's
Yeah.
like so like this. And I'm like, well, what if it's not like that? What if it's literally when people draw graffiti, for example,
Yes.
are magical, like they have power, they have an influence.
Art.
And
Magic.
so there is this like manifestation of magic that happens through things like graffiti. There is a manifestation that happens through the concept of like even building a even a building has magic, because it is the
Yeah.
concept of the magic of urbanism, you
Madison
know.
chat saying this is Savannah's hell. I am so stressed. What do you mean I can't make a fairy? But I can make a witch.
um
Fuck you guys.
there you go.
I'm making a witch character. Ooh, maybe that can be like part of her, like, not. Sven was stressing me out in my stream. I didn't listen. Listen. All I said was Messi is Keon's comfort character. We've already established this as fact. That's all I said.
Love you, Keon.
I love you, Keon. I love you so much.
Love you.
Oh my god. You want
You
to?
wanted to fuck my divine. Who
Oh
doesn't,
wait.
girl? Who doesn't?
I forgot that we had a whole conversation about kissing gods. You can't tell me, you can't say there's a muscle mommy goddess and then expect me not to say, you can't say there's a muscle mommy and a fairy twink god and then expect me not to say I want to kiss them. Like,
All right, so my character is going to be a muscle man.
anyway. So your character's gonna be a muscle mommy? Okay,
My
shit.
character is going to be a muscle mommy.
Oh
Um,
god, it's so funny.
so I had, okay. So hear me out. You know how? So did you see Gangs of New York?
No, I haven't seen. There's I'm so sorry. I don't watch a lot of TV, so there's not a lot of
Okay,
shit that I
it's a
have
movie. It's a
seen.
movie.
Oh, movie.
It's a
Gangs of
very
New
good movie.
York.
Highly recommend. Gangs of New York. Yes,
Okay,
that's
I'm gonna
Daniel
look
Day
it up.
Lewis, Leonardo DiCaprio, John C. Reilly. It's a
Okay,
lot of great
okay, got it.
actors in it. It's a very powerful movie. It's a movie about basically like the second Irish migration to
Ooh,
New York.
okay, got it.
And so there's the separation between Billy the Butcher, who is the Daniel Day Lewis's character, is a Irish migrant that has been in New York for a while now, and then Leonardo DiCaprio is coming with the new wave, and so it kind of shows the idea of like how these like Irish that have been there for a while, now they're like treating these
Mm.
new Irish like, you guys don't belong here. There's like that, it's kind of
Oh,
like showing that concept
interesting.
of
Like,
how like all
yeah,
of a sudden it's like, no, I'm from here. Who are you to come here, right?
yeah.
And so they talk
Interesting
about the five
concepts. How like
boroughs.
immigration
Yeah,
as a
and so there's a
concept.
there's a beautiful moment where he's talking about the five boroughs of New York and how like they each one is a finger and it becomes a fist. And so
Ooh.
the idea of the boroughs, my brain was going, what if the concept of owning like the boroughs were connected to magical like
Oh,
cores? So the
yeah.
more you own, the more boroughs you own, the more magic you can hone.
Okay. Okay. I like that. Or maybe there's like like a family, like one family that kind of runs the um runs the streets of each like borough of each like
Well,
neighborhood.
yeah, but that
Yeah.
would make that's what makes the mafia part is
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
if well, if we like we don't have to choose five. We can do five as a way of like
Yeah.
hinting to New York, but it's kind of like the idea of there are if it's safer that we go with five,
Okay.
there is a heartstone in each one of the boroughs that has basically magical cores. And so
Okay.
whenever you build from the soil and you build like the main building of that borough, that usually becomes the family building. That's the building through which you can also make a lot of the magic flow. So
Okay. Yeah.
eventually it became five core buildings, five core families.
Yeah.
But if you were to take over a second building and then you basically claim that building to the same family, then suddenly your family has two magical
So
cores.
here's what I'm thinking now is that my character's like dad, like my character's family actually has two, is trying to get three, and is trying to basically like is like trying to just take over the whole city, the
Hmm.
whole shebang, right?
Yeah.
Took out, like, maybe just very recently took out the family of the second one and got it for themselves. And it's just kind of driving, maybe it's like, I usually don't like the idea of stories using magic as like a drug or being like addictive or whatever, but I like the idea of like power being, overall, corruptive.
Yeah.
But magic itself, mostly because the way it's portrayed in some shows, like Buffy is my example of it. I don't like when they use the idea of like, oh, magic is addictive. The more you use it, the more evil you're gonna get. And I'm like, as someone who like does
Yeah.
practice that in like my real life, I'm like, eh.
I
It
like
kind of,
the idea of potentially playing with the concept of, because we're talking about urban fantasy. And so
yeah,
my brain, one of the things that I was thinking about was the idea of like, well, a lot of the misconceptions sometimes that happens, or a lot of the things that gets lost, or especially back in the day when like
yeah,
the people that were writing stories about like minorities and
yeah,
were not
yeah, yeah,
necessarily people that knew and understood it, was this that they would focus a lot on the negative,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden a lot of the richness would get lost of this idea of like, because this place is struggling, or because this place is like, it's like a little more like challenged, or like the economy or the politics
yeah,
or whatever, that means that automatically it's just like a, you don't want to be there, it's a negative, people are not having a good time. And it's like,
yeah,
in Venezuela, like you go to the places that are some of the most like rural, and like some of the places that have maybe not the
yeah.
most privileges, and one of the things that you enjoy about it is the fact that you are so connected
Maybe
to
that's
the group.
weird feeling. Okay, weird concept. Maybe that is why my character like likes to rebel, because the places that she goes to hang out at are gonna be like more of like the slummy areas of town. Like
Mhm.
she likes to hang out at like maybe not the high end nightclubs, but like going to like dive bars and going to night markets and going to hang out with people who are in those like lesser privileged areas, because she feels more like she can like connect to people, and maybe she has friends down there and she actually like feels more like a part of the community down there. Whereas
Yeah,
like in her own home she is so isolated because the home itself is so removed and so isolated from the community. But ooh, wait, hold on. I'm seeing stuff in chat. How about tree roots running underneath the ground or ley lines? That way each section of the city becomes actual territory to own. Ooh, I kind of like
hmm,
that.
yeah,
Otherwise, you could just own a single building or hearthstone without owning territory surrounding it, which goes against the mobster's theme of it. Ooh,
yeah. So the way that I see it is like this: the Hearthstone is basically there. It's not the building itself.
yeah.
It's just that the building is basically like raised where at
Above.
the where above the core,
Oh,
but the
yeah,
core
so
also
it's
has
like
like an
a.
expansion. It's kind of
Yeah,
like the idea of roots, right? Like the tree is here, but the
yeah,
roots actually expand to a certain amount.
yeah.
And then there's like, and then eventually like that amount of the roots ends, and then the roots of the other one begin, and then they're
Yes.
kind of like close to each other.
I
And
like it.
so one of the things that I was thinking of is the idea of like, for me, for example, because I grew up with it a lot, is music. So
Yes.
music is a type of magic in a
Yeah.
sense. And one of the things that, for example, I remember growing up going to the coastal villages that I used to go to, you were sometimes walking down the street, and as you're getting like, as you're making your way to the beach, or you're making your way through the mountain, you start to hear music in the distance. And then in the middle of the street, there's a circle of people with like people playing drums, like African
Yeah.
drums and like things, and you're just
Ugh.
like in a circle, like dancing and like playing seashells, and like you're doing all of these like beautiful things. Making my way downtown,
No,
definitely
I
not the same type of
My
music
first thought,
whatsoever,
here's
though.
no, no, no. My
But that's
first thought
fun
was
playing
the
this
way you're
story.
describing it is. Have you ever heard or seen the musical In the Heights?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, In the Heights is
Yeah.
immediately that is the aesthetic of this like story. The is that
Hmm.
musical, which is one of my I fucking love that musical
Yeah.
actually.
Lights up
um
in Washington Heights, up in the break of day. I wake up and I got this little punk I gotta chase away. Yeah, I got you.
I was not expecting that. I love it. I love it. Like uh the song what the fuck is the name of the song? God damn it. Uh Carnival de Barrio.
Hmm.
I can't do it with the accent. If I say it with an accent, I sound like a fucking dweeb. I
You
can't
do
fucking do it.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Let's go. Honestly, here's the thing. I feel like you could do a really good Lin Manuel Miranda voice.
Okay, so fun fact for a
Oh
lot of people
God.
don't know this. During the pandemic, in order for me to make some money, I ended up doing a I was in a live streaming app, and I basically was mostly playing music, playing my guitar and everything. But at one
Mm.
point, I actually was doing 90-minute solo Hamiltons myself with using the backing tracks, dressing up with a coat and a cravat and everything. I
Please
was
tell me you
basically
have it. I need to
singing.
see this.
I don't have any footage whatsoever of it. But I was basically going through 90 minutes worth of songs in order with act 1 and act 2 that I could sing on my own. And I was basically doing this as part of at some point I did it a few times.
So when you're doing the
When you do the
reenactment,
reenactment,
oh my God.
I don't know how many subs we're gonna need for like
How many
subscriptions.
subs are we gonna
Whatever.
need for that? Damn. Oh God.
That's
Get me
like
to a level. Hey, listen. Yesterday we broke the record and we're at a level 4 hype train. Get us to level 5 hype train, and I'll make Victor do it, and I will host it on my channel.
I'm like if I end up deciding that I do need to like I do need to get onto streaming on Twitch with my channel, maybe that's how I'm
Yes.
gonna like bring it
Oh
up,
yeah.
bring the
Yeah.
attention, be like, hey,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna do a Hamilton solo thing.
Promote the shit out of that. That's awesome. I love
Yeah.
it. Okay, anyway, so
Yes.
aesthetically I am imagining this story being in the Heights.
So the idea
That's
that I
the
was
vibe
having
in my
was
brain. Yes.
and so the idea that I was having was this idea of like the symbolism, which is not like nothing new, obviously, but the idea of these different heartstones are obviously separate, but they're all part of one same cyclical, like united core,
Yeah.
which is the energy of like the flow of this particular land, right?
Yeah.
Um, and so music is one of those things. So what happens is that there's a difference between like, oh, you go to a building in a particular borough, whatever happens within that building, if that building is like claimed by the family, whatever magic is performed in that building is honed for that family. But then there are the people who sing on the street.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the people who sing on the street maybe are singing on a street that is right between two boroughs. And they're from different boroughs. So they're
Oh.
making magic together while they're singing,
Yeah.
which means that
I'm
the connection is
yeah.
happening and flowing.
So something I love about this, I'm obsessed with this idea so much because something that I think could be fun is like so now the different types of magic instead of it being like elemental is
Hmm.
tied to a different art form, and that brings up a concept and a thing that I think is very prevalent in today's society, which is what is the thing that makes humans humans? Our ability to create, our ability to make art, our
Hmm.
ability to have build these worlds and do the things that like what I do on my stream and what we do in teach RPGs and what we do with writing and singing and like you said music and all of it.
Yeah.
Like art is something that inherently just makes humans humans. So I think the different elements of this magic instead of the real magic was the community we made through musical in the
Through
way.
musical way.
Literally, yes.
Yes.
A
Yes.
100%. And I love this idea. So now I'm imagining my character instead of going to like, instead of just going out to like, get high and drink and party and go to clubs or whatever, her like way of like rebellion is she sneaks out of the house and then goes to these neighborhoods and like dances with them in the street and sings with them and like and connects to these communities,
I'm
whereas her
thinking that's how they meet.
oh, that's
The first
beautiful.
time, the first time she meets him
Yeah.
is because maybe she was going to a bar, they didn't let her in for whatever
Oh.
fucking reason. She's trying to make a scene, or they're like, we're just gonna
Yeah.
find a different place. And as they're trying to walk
Damn
across the
block party.
street,
Yeah.
yes. And so while she's trying to maybe get to like the next bar or the next club or whatever,
Yeah.
she hears music and realizes that the music that is different. And I like the idea that is the concept of, because you were saying like, oh, I don't like how people treat like magic as like a drug or addictive. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, but I love the idea that the concept of music is actually a magically energizing thing.
Yeah.
So the energy that you feel from the music and that is made on the street, on the block, is very different. Is more
Mm.
free, is less structured, it's less restrained.
Yes.
It is literally a like celebration of freedom and a rebellious like act of we are here regardless of what the challenges are.
I'm
And
gonna
that's
cry. I'm so happy. This is such a good. Ah, I
yeah.
love this.
So, because I love the idea that of basically turning all of these tropes that we know exist in the concept of like urban stories into the concept of where the magic exists. The fact that people go
Yeah.
and play basket on the basketball court or the soccer court or everything, that is
Yeah.
one of the magics. Is
Yes.
basically the physical magic, the agility magic. It's that
Yeah.
that's how they do it. That's how they hone it. That's how they celebrate it. And so like then you can create then we can create the idea of like what is the equivalent of like a fantasy soccer, right? Where like the court is not just on the ground, it literally has like like you
Yeah.
can literally have like air steps, you know. And so you
Ooh.
have that magic. You have, like I said, the graffiti or the
Yeah.
mural magic is the graphics, like the manifestation one. You have the
Yeah.
musical one. You have the food. You
Oh
have
yeah.
all of these. So all of these things that we know exist in a way that a lot of the times when people just like, oh my god, if you go to this like particular area, you know, like if
Yeah.
you go to Hell's Kitchen or if you go to this particular area, make sure to like check out like there's this guy that makes this like amazing food. There's this people that play out the street, kind of like New Orleans when you're like everybody's playing on the streets, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of stuff. And so all of these things can become the magical sources. And the buildings have the option to be
Yeah.
places that hone and help spread that, or the people who have the buildings choose to actually mute it because they want to keep it to themselves or they want to just like
Yeah.
just just like force it into something that is not.
And I think that's what her like father is doing. Like my character's dad is like trying to get it like for himself because he doesn't realize that this is a resource that can be that is strengthened when it is shared. You know, it is genuinely like what Matt said. Like the real magic was the community we made. You know, that kind of thing. What level are we making our characters? Yeah. When are we playing this? I immediately want to play
Level.
this.
I mean, I so in my brain, the way that in my brain, what I thought about for the soccer one
Mm.
was the Hermes court. And so
Ooh.
the so obviously this is we're using Greek mythology here,
Yeah.
but I loved the idea that is like depending on who it is or depending on the origins, is the equivalent of saying like the Hermes step. And so the Hermes
Ooh.
step is the ability that allows you to then get a level of amount of distance where you actually, if you're
Yeah.
like running, you can actually like get air,
Yeah.
and then you have the ability to glide down or like so you have like this game where it's similar. It's or like
Visually, I'm imagining the game that they played in the movie Road to El Dorado.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
If you
imagining. But like
it's even like
them having
similar to
actual like abilities.
it's even similar to like so if you think of Quidditch and
Mm.
then remove the
Yeah.
brooms
Yeah.
and you
Yeah, yeah,
make it
yeah.
more like rugby, but
Okay.
you make it that it's not just one dimension. You actually have different planes of heights because you literally are able to like go up in the air and down.
Yeah, 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 yeah. This is fun. This is fun. Do I
Do
have
I
to
have to
sing
sing
while
while
I'm
I'm
playing?
playing? Yes.
Yeah, you do.
Yes.
Yeah. The
Actually,
cheerleaders
you have to
no.
sing the whole time, Pino.
This is actually just the next Lin Manuel Miranda musical.
Wait, you just made Rocket League.
Yes. Sport sounds like stress.
I guess I'm listen, I'm literally currently making a TTRPG. I guess I'm gonna have to make another one.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. So okay, so how our characters meet in this. I love this because I like the idea of her like she hears this music coming from like this like the street, and she
Mhm.
comes out and is just kind of watching for a little bit, and but she's like she doesn't know if this is like a street performance. She's like not trying to like get in there because she doesn't want to like interrupt everybody else, but she's kind of staying off to the side. And like I feel like he notices her kind of moving like to the beat. Like she is just getting
Yeah.
immediately into it. Does not like really realize if anyone is like looking at her because she thinks that she is like just part of the audience.
Yeah.
And visually, he notices little sparks coming off of like maybe like the bottom of her skirt or like out of her like feet as she's kind of like swaying and dancing along to the music. And he's like,
Yeah.
there's something there. Yeah.
I just thought of something. The core of it all could be called the beating spark. And the reason why the beating spark makes sense
Yeah.
to me in a way is because when you think about rhythm in music,
Yes.
you follow a beat. When you are doing something like flamenco and you are stomping with your heels, you
Yeah.
are beating, you're hitting on the floor. So there's a
Yeah.
there's impact. When you are building something and you get in a flow state, multiple people get in a flow state, their hammering ends up getting a
Yes.
rhythm. And even when you're playing basketball or soccer or anything and you're running at a tempo, you're making a pass, you're making a rhythm of like 1 2 pass 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 throw, so that everything has rhythm and everything has a beat. And so
That's
that
so
way
awesome.
every single one, even when you're painting, you have a flow state, so maybe you end up doing like
Yeah.
a 1 2 3, so everything has a count, everything is in a tempo.
You know what's really funny? Tangent for a second. I'm gonna show y'all guys something crazy. So for those who don't know me, but everyone except for Dutch Pleb, I think everyone here knows that I'm pagan. I practice witchy shit in my real life. I You just reminded me of something, but I have a real life example of that exact thing. I
Okay.
just stepped in paint. Fuck. Sorry, but on my floor there is a towel with just a bunch of paint because I was working on this project. I have this book that was originally decorated to be very like vintage. It was all like dark browns and black and stuff like that. And it's a book of
Mhm.
shadows. But
Beautiful.
I so it was a hand decorated thing. I bought it like forever ago from a witchy shop down in California. And I was like, it's gorgeous. It is not my specific like aesthetic because it was more like vintagey looking and it was very like old and weathered and stuff. And I was like, cool, but I want to add color. So fun fact, the
Mhm.
pink underneath, the green, the blue, all of this is made with neon like fluorescent paint, so it glows in a black light.
Oh, that's awesome.
Um and I like splattered some like blue paint on top so that also glows in a black light, and then I weathered the
Looks great.
black on top of it. So that you just get the little bits of neon shining through all the weathered black part, which is really
Yeah.
cool. But as I was like painting the back cover because I was covering it in like a blue and purple, I literally had like a stipple brush because I didn't want it to be super like I didn't want to see too many brush strokes. I wanted to add a little bit more texture.
Yeah.
So I was like just stippling on this blue neon paint and like going over like the beat in my head, and I was like coming up with like a rhythm in my
Mhm.
head as I was doing it, and I
Mhm.
was just like, you said that and I was like, oh shit, yeah, I literally this is a real world example of that. Like everything when you get into a flow state, it has a rhythm, it has a beat,
Yeah.
it has like there is a musicality to everything that we do. So, oh my gosh, I love this. I love this. I love this story so much already. Okay. So
Yeah.
maybe so maybe my character's like family. Maybe this is a thing where they don't have, or at least like no one in their family has displayed natural inherent magic yet, like no like
Right.
inherent magical ability. um it's mostly like because they are like, her dad's like a businessman, like he focuses on like, again, this is the second week in a row
Oh,
I've made
okay.
capitalism the BBEG. Damn it, I try to avoid this, but here we are.
Oh, interesting.
um
Because I was gonna make it so that like the magic of it was sort of like a standard. I was thinking it as a universal thing.
but maybe there, I think like some families don't show it, and he's got like her dad and his family don't have like an inherent like magic or like the way that we would see magic. And so
What if she doesn't show signs because they have kept her
yeah.
from?
Yeah.
So it's not that
And
I
so
think her
she
father
doesn't.
probably does. Because in my brain, I'm thinking
Oh, he
your
does and he
family,
just doesn't.
well, your family needs to have magic to be able to hold the burrow.
True.
I do not think that if you are a family without magic, you're not going to be able to hold onto that
Oh,
into
I
that
see.
burrow.
So maybe
So
she just thinks that she herself as a individual doesn't have any magic.
I think because we can play with the idea, you know how
Yeah.
like you know how it's kind of like the idea of the more you live in the city, the more you
Ooh.
forget that you enjoy nature, or the more you
Yes.
forget that
Yeah.
like the fact of like what does it feel to have my bare feet on the grass?
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
do I know how to swim? Or like any of these things that are like other people that are probably doing it all the time or just grow up with it, that it's part of their routine. And all of a sudden then you grow up in this place where it's like everything is like this, right? And so like you don't need to do the magic thing, and then eventually it
Yeah.
just becomes so recurring that then the magic becomes only this like, oh, we only use this as a show of force because we need to save the magic, because if we
Mm.
ever somebody tries to get it from us, we need that magic to protect ourselves so we
Yeah.
can live a life, but we're living a life without magic. So we're not even enjoying the life, because we should have life is so we can enjoy the magic, but then we just restrain the magic because we want to protect it from other
Yeah.
ones, because
Yeah. Yeah.
why share it? So
Okay.
so it's this like mechanical,
Yeah.
it becomes so mechanical that then you're not even encouraged because you
Yeah.
weren't taken to a party on the block. You weren't like, sure, everything is like within the borough, within the building. Just do the go do this, have
Yeah.
this routine, do this live, and that's all you need to do.
So then at this, block party, there's music going on. She hears it while trying to get into a bar and is like, well, I guess I'm not
Mhm.
going drinking. Hears this music, goes and watches this, like, kind of like, not really street performance. It's just everyone dancing and vibing. But she doesn't know if it's like, oh, is this like a choreographed, like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like,
Yeah, like
are
a
these like just,
performance.
yeah, like a street performance, or is this like people vibing? So she's kind of off to the side and she's just watching. He sees these little actual like sparks come like off of her feet, or off of like the swish of her like skirt as she's moving around. And if he so not to give like headcanons or like, personality traits to your character, if he is confident enough to go up and talk to her and mention that or say something about it, she's just like, no. Like,
Hmm.
no, that's crazy. What do you mean? Like, that must be like a trick of the light, or like they're like, I don't know, they're barbecuing over there. You probably saw some like sparks off of the grill or something. Like, she's like,
Like the idea of
don't
him
believe it.
telling her at some point, maybe not on that same encounter, but later, your soul remembers.
Oh, that's beautiful. I
Because it's
love
kind of like
that.
that. And I like the idea that maybe we can play even with that eventually down the road, with the idea
Maybe
of,
he like sees her and sees those little sparks and is just like, hey, come and like grabs her hand and pulls her in to dance with him.
yeah. I
Oh,
like
that's
the idea that
beautiful.
maybe she doesn't do it on the first time around.
Yeah, she's just like, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm
I
sorry.
think there's
Yeah.
just that thing of like maybe like he spots her and she like notices that he sees her, and maybe he's like
Yeah.
maybe he starts to like go in her direction or like gestures, and
Gorgeous.
there's like, because I feel like maybe he's like also like being thrown by the fact that is like you're probably feeling different,
Yeah.
like you're feeling like it's the idea of being dormant for a long time, like a part of you, and all of a sudden this like
Yeah.
spark starts to ignite again and you're like, what the hell is happening,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
Oh gosh, I love that. Okay. So okay, let's try and zoom in on like character basic stuff right now. What do you think your character looks like?
Oh, I like the idea of him being, I don't know. I sort of imagine him the way that I think of like the people, like a version of myself, honestly, with like hair with like braids and
Ooh.
beads and like a lot of like history and adornments. And
Yeah.
I like the idea of um it's very like boho hobo kind of vibes to him a little bit, because I like the idea of the connection to the soil
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
idea of flow. So like I like the idea of like even clothing wise and even like attire, like a lot of what he wears has to do with like again like having like little shells, like conch shells and things like that. That
Cute.
when there's movement, there's always like a little bit of sound, and if he's dancing, the fabrics are moving and flowing, and then
Oh.
the when he's stomping on the ground and dancing, he goes barefoot, and he's just and his hair is flowing and moving, and so there is this. He probably has a hand drum that he likes, and that he does a lot of like playing, and so there's like the difference between when they go into like a joyful thing versus when they do like a ceremonial thing,
Oh, yeah.
you know. So I feel like that
I
could be
love
also an
him.
interesting.
I love him so much. God, it's everything in me not to just be like hot. I'm so down. I love him.
Yeah,
Smash.
and
Next
so
question.
yeah, yeah, smash. What else?
I love it. What do you? Okay. Okay, so what I'm thinking for how my character looks is I think she looks very put together. I'm thinking very like
Mm,
um almost like twee like 2000s Tumblr girl energy of like um you know tights with like very nice shoes. If she's wearing skirts, it's like a very a lot like a skater skirt that maybe goes like just above the knees, but like
yeah.
button ups, very like yeah, like the 2000s like twee type of style, mixed with like I don't know, like gossip girl type energy. It's like very high end. She probably goes to a lot of these like, you know, kind of stuffy like high end like parties with all of her dad's like rich friends and shit like that. Like her mom is like, "Hey, we have to like dress very nice." Her hair is probably very long and like platinum blonde, I'm thinking, but she always pulls it in a very like tight like high ponytail. Um and it's very she just looks very put together, very like almost like business casual, even though she's probably like she looks like she should just be going out and partying and stuff. So I think like the idea of her hanging out with him and like the first time she actually like takes her hair out of this ponytail, she
Mm,
like shakes it out and she's like, "Oh my god, my I never realized how much my head fucking hurts after taking this fucking style out." She's like, she just kind of shakes her head and realizes like, oh, how like this like sigh of relief she feels when she is able to like just let fucking go and kind of
yeah.
let that like weight off of her and loosen up that like tightness, like because I think even as she like rebels, maybe when she meets him she's not like rebelling. Maybe this she is like very like I am like the good daughter kind of thing. I'm
Mm,
very good. So maybe it's not that she was going out to a bar to like grab a drink or something. Maybe she was like going to just meet a friend for brunch or something. Like she was doing something that was very like tame.
yeah. I mean,
And
she could have still gone to the bar, but it could have been like she was going to a bar not because she's rebelling. She's going to a bar because
yeah,
that's the bar that she knows she can go because she can. You
yeah.
know,
And I'm
like it
thinking
could
like
be.
I'm thinking maybe she like did not like maybe she wasn't ever the rebel daughter. The more I'm thinking about this and the more I like this kind of dynamic between these two characters, I'm thinking maybe she's not rebelling. I think maybe she doesn't know that her like sexy librarian vibes. Yeah. I love that. Um but I think she is actually like doesn't realize that her dad does these businesses, like has these
Mhm.
more nefarious businesses, thinks that he is like on the up and up. She doesn't know. I think that she is actually more ignorant to the reality of what her family does and like is doing.
Yeah.
Um and she is completely like unaware. So maybe she ends up in this like block party area. Maybe she literally just gets lost. Like,
What if, okay, what if when she spots the party,
hmm.
what if the party gets broken up by members of the family? Or rather,
Oh,
because again, if we play with the idea
yeah.
that playing in the block is a flow of magic that basically feeds everyone, so all the
Yeah.
boroughs feed from it. The people that are trying to restrain it want to break those off. So, like the people who do the block parties
She's a
are
party
very
crasher.
used.
She doesn't know she's a
Yeah,
party crasher.
he doesn't know. But it's the idea that is like they are always ready to move. So, like the people who do the block
Yeah.
parties are very good at scattering. So I will never forget when I lived in Barcelona. and there are certain streets that are very
You've just
popular
been
streets,
everywhere. You're so
and
fucking cool. You know that? God damn.
and so I remember there was a time there's a street in the Las Ramblas, in there's like a lot of like migrants that like are selling knickknacks and stuff on the street, and they're like literally on the floor, like they have like a tarp, and then they have the stuff on top of it. And it was the first time that I actually saw, when they found out, somebody like announced that the cops are coming, that they actually had on the edges of the fabric, they had strings. So he just pulled them, the thing folded, he whopped it on his shoulder
Oh.
and just walked.
Okay, so then
And I
hear me
was
out
like,
now.
fucking love that.
For this scene, hear me out. I think like these guys are coming in to these actual party crashers are coming in to like break up this like block party. And
Mhm.
maybe she doesn't realize that like that's like her dad's goons. Like she doesn't realize that those are like people who work for her family. And
Yeah.
your character standing right next to mine is like, we gotta go, and like grabs her, and they both run together.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I
I
say,
love it.
okay. So I say first encounter, there's no breakout. First encounter is the encounter. She hears it, feels
Yeah.
it. He maybe there's like an eye contact.
Maybe
She
he invites
feels a
her to the
little,
next one.
or I feel like I like slow build. I like slow burn, because I feel like it's even less about, like in this story, if I was like directing this in that moment, the story is way more on her than on him,
Okay, yeah.
because the story is of her awakening, basically. Like
Yeah.
this is a symbolic awakening of what happens when your soul has been deprived of something you didn't even know you had.
So that's a wild thing to say out loud to me. Because that's something that like as to not to get like too, personal, but it's my channel. I can say whatever I want. I can tell you guys as personal of details as I want. But like I grew up Christian in the South.
Hmm.
I grew up in Texas and going to church and being that, and then it wasn't until I was an adult that I found that I decided, hey, maybe this is not the thing for me. Um, and I grew up with a very like atheist dad and a very Christian mom, which is a very odd dynamic to grow up in. But once I was an actual adult and was able to like explore things, and I realized, oh, like paganism and witchcraft, like these are things, shit, that's an option. It's not just fictional. Like I can do
Hmm.
that. Something in my brain clicked. And it's that like that exact feeling is literally my like spiritual journey story. And now something that's really interesting in my story is that I also am part Mexican, but I was raised very white, and my
Hmm.
entire family for a couple of generations now have been raised very disconnected from that like side of us.
Sure.
Because my great great grandfather left Mexico, went to Texas, and said, we are not Mexican anymore. And something that I have been really wanting to study lately and learn about and connect with more is brujeria and other like Mexican folk
Hmm.
traditions and beliefs and superstitions and things like that. And it's a way of connecting to something that like my soul desperately wants to connect to, but I
Yeah.
never had the chance because of generations of no, you're not. Like you're not a part of
Yeah.
that. And so the idea of this story now just being like my own spiritual journey in this character is really beautiful, and it makes me very happy. It's
I
so
love it.
gorgeous. It's gorgeous. So
I
now I
get
got
that.
to ask the hardest question that anyone asks when it comes to world building, which is, what is your character's name?
Well, when I make characters, okay, so here's, I need to look into something,
Ooh, hold on.
because
Game Joster says I picked up a book from Barnes and Noble, The Witches of El Paso. Oh, that's cool. Hold on, I gotta write that down. I have these post-it notes that I keep by my desk that just say "Listen, bitch" at the top of it.
yeah.
I love them. I have another set of post-its that it just says "Feral Screaming." Where's my pen? Okay.
Okay.
I actually, so last week I was really struggling with my character name. It was the first time I was fully like drawing a blank. This time I know what my character's name is going to be.
Okay,
I'm going to name her Mavis because it means songbird.
I
And
like
I
it.
think that's pretty.
So one thing that I must confess, and I haven't touched this in a while, but I started trying to create a language,
Ooh,
like
okay.
a
Tell
fantasy
more.
language. And so
Tell
now
more.
sometimes when I'm like either having to create a character or something, I go, oh, like someone's like, "Oh, what's your character name's gonna be?" And I go, "Yeah, I could try to go." Usually, I always go for like something symbolic, like that has a
Yeah.
meaning. Like I usually try to look for like ancient Greek or other like either Middle Eastern or like Japanese or like Norse or like any
Yeah.
origin like ancient languages that maybe help me figure out uh, of where the inspiration may come from, and then maybe I kind of play with it. But now that I started building like the lexicon of what are some of the words that exist in my language, sometimes I have to like go and look into some of the PDFs.
Okay.
Uh, ooh. So, hmm, okay, okay.
Why can I not find? I'm just trying to reply to something in chat, but the stupid emojis, I can't find shit in here.
Man, I didn't realize I had created so many. Um, Oh, I think he may be called Ilemawe.
Ilemoe. That's
Uh-huh.
gorgeous. Oh, I love that.
Ilemawe is a combination of the word that I chose for ears, which is ilem,
Ooh.
and the word that I use for soul, awe.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh my
And
god.
so Ilemawe is the ears of the soul.
Oh, I love it.
So that may be his name, Ilemawe.
I think that's beautiful. Yeah. I think that makes so much sense for like our names and our like for these characters too because your character is so like has such a deep rich like meaning and I love the spelling too. My god, that's beautiful. Whereas my character is like I looked up and it sounds a little bit more I don't want to say basic, but it's definitely like something that like the reader could understand as like that's an English name. It's actually wait, I think
Yeah.
the origin is French actually. Let me look that up.
Which one do you say it was?
Mavis, Mavis.
Old French.
It is Old
I
French.
know that.
Okay.
Well, yeah, with an M. If yeah,
Yeah.
because
M
there's
A.
various words that you can write it. You can write the M-A or M-A-E.
Yeah, but I don't think that her parents would be that creative with it. Oh my
Okay.
god. We got another sub sub donation.
Oh,
Thank
thank you,
you.
Game
Thanks,
Joster.
Game Jousters. This is awesome. Holy shit. What is going on this show? Uh
Brilliance, that's
oh,
why.
it's beautiful. I love it. Um
Um, so yeah,
okay.
Ilemawe.
Ilemoe and Mavis. I think they're beautiful. I love them. Um the one gift until the next badge is bugging me. That's hilarious. Vampires at least mentioned I am pleased. I love that. Okay, cool. We were able to incorporate vampires in some way just for you.
You know, in
Perfect.
a way, the people that are restraining the magic of the burrows are basically, in a
Ooh.
way, sucking the true life of the magic. So, in a way, they're kind of vampiric.
It is vampiric. It's more of like
So,
energy vampires though.
yeah, like
Yeah.
energy
I like the idea
vampires.
of it being like an energy vampire vibe. That's cool. I
Yeah.
like that. Ooh, fun. Yeah. Honestly, like I kind of like that. I kind of like maybe that is something that it is like a magic that is more like, with every light and positive and happy type style of magic, there is always dark. There is always you know
Mhm.
parasites happen in nature as much as they do uh in human nature, right? So like
Yeah.
maybe her father has his inherent type of magic that he has is more parasitic in nature. It is more like he draws his power and magic from taking from others. So,
So there's the world that the first world that I've been building, maybe like I started building a few years ago.
mhm.
Um, the land of Yanoa. It's an archipelago,
Ooh.
but before it was an archipelago, it was just one piece of land. And the reason why it became an archipelago is because the events that happened on the land were so conflicting, like the way that people were trying to just oppress one another
Yeah.
or like affect one another
Oh.
with the magic was so conflicting that the tendrils of the gods of the land and the ocean just literally
Yeah.
wrapped and then just brought it down and then sort of like sank a
Yeah.
lot of the land and only some of it remained above and then it just became an archipelago and so it became the sunken realm,
Ooh.
which eventually was like these parts of it. So maybe the concept, and so I also like the idea of toying with the concept of how people sometimes end up doing something where they don't realize how negative it is because it's just part of like the way that they were taught to think. It's kind of like the
Yeah.
idea of if you grow up with a lot of lack from like, oh, you don't know where your next meal is going to come from or any of these things, you can become
Yeah.
very frugal with your money. You can become the kind of person that is like, you always finish your food, right? You
Yeah.
never get up without finishing your food. You always make sure that you do this, you do that. So it could be interesting if the origin that ended up making the boroughs, which at first maybe was supposed to be this like unity,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
became this
Yeah.
like fear of, oh, this magic is going to be lost,
Yeah.
and somebody decided, you know what, we're just going to keep this heartstone here,
Yeah.
you keep this heartstone here,
Yeah,
and
maybe
we're
it
just
was
gonna,
like maybe it started like generations before as each of the families that own these different heartstones were like this was actually given to them because they were seen as responsible parties to
yeah.
like provide and understand that there is a balance. We have to have these different types of magic and the magic has to be evenly spread and balanced,
Mhm.
but like that is the way that we can sustain it. But then of course over time, again, capitalism is the BBEG. Um like this inherent greed from certain families became, no, this is ours. This magic remains in this district, in my neighborhood. This is my
Yeah,
magic.
and it could be that we can make one of the families come from that like greedy part,
Yeah.
one family could be out of fear. So
Yeah.
it's like there's like if like I like the idea that you said like, oh, like your family maybe has two of the boroughs already,
Mhm.
which to an extent makes them quote unquote magically speaking the more dominant.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
it could be that this has been something that's been going for some generations where it's like, well, once this family was able to take two of these boroughs, they kind of went and said, now everybody else, you just follow along
Mhm.
and we'll bring order, right?
Yeah.
We have order now because if
Exactly.
you trespass or you do something that is not according to our hydrate,
Hydrate.
you do something that is not according to the rules of how we're running things, we have the means to basically like push you out, right?
Yeah.
And so maybe that's what it is, and
We're needing
maybe,
another hydrate. Thank you.
god damn,
We're hydrated. We
you're
get it.
making me finish my glass.
Yeah.
How dare. And so it's maybe that's the place where it begins, where and it could be that even the people that are doing the block parties and like the
Yeah.
music outside and all these things outdoors and like all these connections, it could even be that only some of them truly understand the powerful meaning of what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And those are people like maybe my character. And these like soul mementos that your character gets, maybe there's like a full ritual that what go again like there's a regular
Yeah.
block party, and then there's like the midnight past the
Yeah.
courts and like by the river where
Yeah.
we're doing like a full on, this is like a full immersion of reconnecting to the ancestors.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And that's like once you go in the like it's kind of like you don't go back, you can come back from
Yeah.
it, like once you're awakened again, like submit like subjugating yourself again is very hard.
That's so cool. No, I love that. I love. Okay. Oh, oh boy. I want to play these characters. I want to tell this story. Can we write this? Can we? I love
I'm
it.
sure we can.
Let's
I
make
like
it
it.
happen. Even if we don't play it as a game, like let's write make an audio
I
drama or
like it. I
something.
know
Let's
that
write it.
Matt's already gonna make me make the
Yeah.
game, the sport, um, the Rocket League.
Happy storytelling. I'm having a great time storytelling. We will continue happy storytelling. Thank you. Have a good night.
Have a
Oh my
good one,
god. Have a
Bartholomew.
good night.
Sleep well.
Also, anyone else? So now that we have names for characters, and we have like kind of established like who they are and what they look like, I will encourage everybody in chat to redeem your channel points if you want to ask us, if you want to force us into a little improv expedition and make us get into character as. Please remind me your character's name.
Ilemewe.
Ilemoe. Yeah, if you want to make us get into character as Mavis or Ilimoe, throw those channel points in there and ask us some questions. Or if you want to ask me or Victor anything about the world, you can redeem Ask a Question, and anything we say in response will be canon. That is a thing. So make sure that you redeem those points.
Ask wisely.
Please. Yes.
Or not.
I'm. You don't have to. You can
You
ask
don't
us
have to
what
be
our
wise
favorite
about
type. You can ask the character what their favorite type of sandwich is, and then we'll still answer. That's
it.
it. You know,
Sandwich. That's the hardest
sandwich.
question. How could you?
The favorite kind of sandwiches. Oh, speaking of sandwiches, because I also noticed that my Ko-fi is in there. I forgot to mention at the top of the stream. This is a weird fact about me. So I am trying to. Oh, we haven't asked the character already, but
Ooh.
real quick, Ko-fi thing. If you guys feel like supporting my channel and helping me out, especially because very recently I just got a crack in my windshield and I don't have the money to fix that. So, if you guys want to help me in any way, go ahead and donate to the Ko-fi. I have new Ko-fi redeem rewards in there, but you can get a little tarot reading from me if you want. If you throw some money in there, but also if I get to $1,000 in Ko-fi donations, I will try a burger for the very first time live on stream. Because yes, I am 30 and have never had a burger before, and that
I
tends
remember
to
this.
weird people out. So keep
I
that in
remember
mind.
this. Yes.
Yep. Yep. Puppet, did I not
Well,
tell you that? Yeah. That's if
I
I
know
get a
that
$1,000 in Ko-fi donations, I will try a burger. And whoever donates the $1,000th and like gets me to the that's a good one. I was
I
gonna say
said
whoever donates the 1,000th gets to decide what kind of burger I get. But if you want to make me a burger,
I said the same thing. I was like, I'll make you a burger.
yeah, just help me raise the $1,000 first, because that will help me get out of some real debts that
Oh,
are
trust
actually
me, like
going to
I need
really help
to.
out. Like,
I need. I think I have a Ko-fi, but I barely. There
yeah,
ain't nobody there.
that's fine.
Um,
But I
but
have
yeah,
new
but
Ko-fi rewards coming out where I'm gonna like be able to make. I'm gonna do some like character uh stuff. Like I have like little donation or little um reward things that I'm gonna put up, which is like I'll make an NPC for you if you want.
mm, oh yeah,
Or I will one of the newest ones actually that Game Jousters and some other people in my chat helped me come up with yesterday, which was for $50, I will set aside an hour and do a character deep dive with you with like whatever character you're working on, whether it's for a book, whether it's for a game, whatever. I will sit with you for an hour and go full deep dive let's learn about and really connect with your character and figure out who the fuck they are as a person.
that was actually what I was planning on doing back in the day when I was trying to build a Patreon or something, when I was like doing
Really?
more actively TikTok, just
Yeah.
being like, oh, because that's what I do is like I've done for people like, oh, I need help with like a backstory for a character. I was like, I'll help you.
Yeah.
Like my brain just keeps going, so I'll
That's
do it.
literally like the joke was like I can make an OC out of anything. If you point to an object or tell me to pick something up, I will like show you the thing and then make an OC out of it immediately off the dome. So one of the character or one of the Ko-fi donations too is for $10. I will pull a tarot card for you and then make you a character based off of the tarot card that I pull. So if you want me to
Hell
do
yeah,
that, go check out my Ko-fi.
hell yeah. I would do that with the runes because that's what I do. That's what I
Ooh,
pull.
maybe you and I should just partner up on this and be like, let's do rune readings and
Let's
tarot
fucking do
readings.
rune
Let's
and tarot readings. Let's
go.
fucking go.
I'll do.
We
I'm
should
gonna
just
do a
basically
new
become we should become the oracles for the players, for the characters of the players.
the storytelling oracles. I love it.
Okay, hear me out. We literally do sessions in character where characters from other campaigns can come and sit down with the oracles and we pull cards for them and runes.
Let's do it. Wait, that sounds like so much fun. Okay, we're gonna talk
That
after
sounds
this.
like it would be so much
That
fun.
sounds like so much. Oh, we're gonna talk after this because
Oh,
I need that to happen.
absolutely. We can
Okay,
definitely do this.
we did get an ask the character question.
Yeah, and
Uh,
of course they asked
which
the
is
thing.
what are your character's favorite sandwiches? So Ilemoe, what is your favorite kind of
Mhm.
sandwich?
Fucking hell. I wasn't ready for this program.
First off, also get what is Ilemoe's voice? I know I'm gonna fall in love with him, whatever voice you do. So go ahead.
Oh, I think I might try to give him a little bit of the, try to give him a little bit of the residue that comes from the land, from the homeland, you know. So I might try to.
Did my mic pick that
So
up? Did you hear that inhuman screech that just
it
came out of
did
my
actually get a
mouth?
little bit of it. Oh, oh.
Oh my god! I got
So
17,000
I
points to
think
waste
that
on
now I
dumb
have.
shit. Oh god.
Oh my
Mavis, what is your
lord.
favorite dipping sauce? All right, well, I want to hear what Ilemoe's favorite kind of sandwich is. And then
I
Mavis
think
has to
that
answer the sandwich question too because Puppet did not specify which one of us had to answer.
yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think my favorite sandwich when I try to think about it. Oh, that's a tough one. You know what? I'm going to go with a it's like a like a three meat sandwich. You know, like you have like a chicken meat, and then you have like a ham, and then you have something like salami or pepperoni. Then you have like mayo, and then some Dijon mustard, and some tomatoes, and you put that some salt and pepper, some olive oil, some vinegar, and then you toast that bread. You make sure that it's really good, really toasted, and that's like really good, you know.
I don't know. I don't know if I can hear this voice. I gotta go. I don't know if I can do this. That voice. I'm over here like I'm gonna fall in love with you. You've got to shut up.
I get
Oh
that
my
a lot, you
god.
know. I get that a lot too, so I apologize.
Stop. Meanwhile, Mavis's voice is just oh god. I honestly I kind of did a similar voice yesterday for not yesterday, last week for the character that I made Nell with Cast Party, but it was like but I think she was a lot more shy. She was, you know, the voice was very up here and it was very polite.
Mhm.
But she had a little bit of a stutter. Um, but I think Mavis is still very polite, still very high and very bright, very calm. She's a little bit more confident,
Yeah,
a little bit more demure, I guess. I hate that word. TikTok has ruined that word for me.
fair.
Um, but you know, you can call me old fashioned or basic, but I have to say, just a good old grilled cheese sandwich with tomato soup is just the perfect, easy, quick, and comfort food for me is my favorite sandwich, which is also Savannah's favorite sandwich, except minus the tomato soup because I don't like soup. We talked about this last week. It was a whole thing. I think I scared Colin and Vince away because of it. They both were like, "Oh," and I was like, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I have sensory issues." Oh, okay. What is your favorite dipping sauce? Um, I cannot say. I don't know if I would say I have a favorite dipping sauce. I wouldn't consider it hold on. I'm gonna fight Game Jousters real quick. I have to drop character. No, you're not doing. Why do you do this in every episode? Victor, I did not warn you about this before the stream. Game Jousters and I have a almost year-long now war over fucking mustard. And
Okay.
it is because of a game of code names where we played and he gave me an absolutely insane like hint, and the one of the words on the grid was mustard, and I didn't choose it because who the fuck puts mustard on french fries? And
I think you told me about this.
did I tell you about this? I
I
probably
think
did
we
because
talked about this because I remember the whole like mustard and French, and I was like,
yeah, I was like, because who the fuck puts mustard on french fries? And I may have said it, like, maybe you were, like, in my chat or something, or maybe I have talked
maybe
to you about
no.
this. I don't know. Either way, I Game Jousters then also gifted me a jar of mustard for Christmas, and I wanted to smack him with it. And I personally don't like mustard, and now I just don't like it even more because of this. So no, Mavis's favorite sauce is not going to be mustard, you fucking degenerate. It's not going to happen. Don't cry in chat like I'm gonna feel bad for you. Fuck you and your mustard.
I feel like that has to be a sentence. Fuck you and your mustard.
Fuck you and your
People are like,
mustard.
oh, she said, fuck you and their mustard. They said their mustard should get fucked too. Oh, that's just too much. That's crossing a
Put that on
line.
the quote wall. Yeah. Okay, so I have a bookshelf behind me that just has
Okay,
a
I have
lot
to
of
say,
insane
we
unhinged
have to make
shit
it
that has been written
canon.
on it.
We have to make it canon.
Mm.
The local bodega, the people at the guy from the deli says fuck you and your mustard.
Fuck you and your mustard. Oh
Yeah.
yes. No, that's great. I love that. Yeah.
Yes, this is
See, now
canon
I'm
now.
imagining uh the guy who plays main character in The Heights. What the fuck is the actor's name? Shit. What is
That
his name?
plays what character?
He plays Usnavi in the movie In the Heights.
Oh, Anthony Ramos.
There we go. That's I knew it was an A name. I couldn't remember. But
Yeah.
I feel like I'm imagining him now. Saying fuck you and your mustard to someone.
Fuck you and your mustard.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh my god. I love it. Yeah, that's got to be canon now.
Yeah.
Mavis's favorite dipping sauce. Now I wouldn't consider it a sauce, more of just more like a spread, but a good pita and hummus type of a little hummus snack plate is
Oh, yeah.
honestly, I fuck with hummus. I have 3 the other day I was craving hummus, and when I went grocery shopping, I ended up leaving the store with 3 different types of hummus. It was great.
Nice.
I got a lemon garlic, it was like a lemon garlic one. I can't remember the second one I got. It was like a dill or something. Or no, it was a pesto hummus. Um
Mm.
yeah, really good. And then also a dessert, I got a dark chocolate hummus, and that shit slaps. It is so good. Yeah. A dark
Interesting.
chocolate dessert hummus. Look it up. That shit is so
I mean, I
good.
love dark chocolate,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's the go-to for me.
I mean, I'm a chocolate. I have the sweet tooth of a toddler. If you put something sweet in front of me, I'm gonna eat it.
Same, but I have like specifics. Like
Yeah.
I don't like I'm not like a candy person or like
Okay.
certain things like. But if it's chocolate adjacent, especially
Yeah.
if it's dark chocolate, I
Yeah.
try to avoid dairy now. So like I limit myself. But for example, I just bought first time ever. Like I found out that the Trader Joe's stores here actually have like a coconut milk made chocolate ice cream,
Ooh.
and it's actually really fucking good. Like it's like oh,
Okay.
like it feels very old school, like
Andy,
ice cream.
hi.
Who there?
Oh my gosh, hello.
tries to avoid dairy like Victor, trying to trying to have things in common with me. I see you.
Oh boy. Hello. Okay, so we have made some really cool fucking characters in this. I don't want to say we're almost at time, but it's almost 7, and that's upsetting
How dare?
because I
How dare?
really love. I mean, we could keep going. Hey, if anyone has asked the character questions, throw them in chat. We'll just keep going. But basically, what we've made is this story where, oh god, how do I even like get into this? Uh,
I'll.
do you want
Do
to?
you want
Yeah,
me to? Do you
yeah.
want me to weave? Should I? Should I? Should I
No,
weave?
I'm saving that for the very end before we raid because I do usually give people like, right at the end of the stream, I like to be like, hey, do you want to give our like, uh, movie trailer? I
Oh,
can't
okay.
say in a world where because last week fucking
In a
yeah.
world.
That's that phrase triggers me now because last week Colin and Vince I said it and it triggered something in both of them and they would not stop and I was like, why are y'all now monster truck announcers? Like, why
Okay,
is
but
this
hear me
so?
out though. But hear me out. What if I say it in a world and I start to say it like this, you know? And then I go in a world where like rhythm and music is the magic. In a world where rhythm and music is the magic. This powerful family, the daughter of the most powerful man in the family, discovers that there is more to the magic than she believed when she finds her soul coming back with a spark in the fire after she hears the music of her land. You're welcome, everybody.
That's it. Cut the camera. I'm gonna find someone to raid. I can't handle that. Oh god. Basically, the end of this stream ends with the recap is I fell in love with Victor today because he started talking to me like that. Oh boy, that was beautiful. Holy shit.
This is why this is why I had to learn more Americanized English so I could walk out of my house and talk to people. Because
God damn
otherwise, it
it.
just I couldn't move more than 2 feet after asking for the time or directions.
Okay, never mind. We're back. I'm back. I'm back. We're fine.
I gotta. Yeah, that's how I.
Yeah,
That's how I
yeah.
calibrate. I help people with recalibration.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it's just
Oh
tough.
my god. Holy shit, that was awesome. Oh my god. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, shit. Victor, thank you so much for being on my show. This shit was so fun. I know we started late, but like, man, we locked the fuck in. We got so much done in the time that we did. Like,
It's
that
a
was
great.
awesome.
It's a. I
Yeah.
love it. I love this idea because I feel like I usually do not think about the idea of like if I had to write a story, would it like if I try to write it in like an urban setting
Yeah. I
or
love
like
urban
mafia
fantasy.
stories. Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
like
one thing. I love a mob story. I love mafia. I love mobsters. They're so fun. And and I love an urban fantasy. So this was such a cool
yeah.
combo. But the fact that we turned it into this beautiful like coming back to spirit, coming back to your soul and like honestly, I'm just going to end the stream and then go listen to the In the Heights soundtrack on repeat. That's kind of what's going to happen tonight. Because I'm already going to like make a playlist for, because I already have all of the different songs in my head of like what I would love to see
Mhm.
visually. Oh no, this is like a present day story that we're writing, Andy.
Yeah. I don't think we
Yeah.
do. Do you do? I don't know if you want to or do we, say a little more like another more like thorough recap
Yeah.
for it, Andy.
Yeah, so okay. So the story that we've kind of created is there is this oh also we didn't actually name the city. We didn't name like the world that they're in. Do we want to try and name I just got out of work. That's fine. Do we want to try and name like the city?
I mean, we can.
Because I feel like it has
Uh,
to be something with like the word rhythm involved. I think that would be like something with the word rhythm or like something that has like a rhythmic or musical kind of tone to it. But
mhm, mhm, mhm.
I'll let you take care of the naming part. I'll give the recap for Andy more in detail.
Okay.
Essentially, what we've created is there's this in this city in this world where um, the music and creation and kind of like what I said before, like the things that make us human, art and uh, passion and the things that we feel our souls being drawn to is the magic that we have in this world. Um, some people's magics are clung to from like a I would say more like her dad is very much more of like a parasitic nature, like drawing it from others, or like is being hoarded because I can't escape capitalism being the BBEG in my stories apparently. Um, but these the city is kind of split up into five. We kind of based it off of like a New York, so like five boroughs or five neighborhoods, right? And each neighborhood, each section, district, I don't know what word we want to call it, has its own heartstone, which is going to be like the core. That is the core of where their magic is held. And uh, generations ago, there were five families that actually um, like presided over these heartstones as a way to try and protect and make sure to maintain the balance of this magic because it does all need to interact and coexist with each other. Well, now what we have are these essentially mob families where um, Mavis, who is my character, her father, has one of the Heartstones, and very recently their family has obtained two of them. So making him pretty much the most powerful guy in the city. Um, but in doing that, he has almost like he has this like power trip where he needs more and he wants to hoard it. He wants that he knows he can maintain order within these two districts that he now controls, and he just wants more, which is a problem. But Mavis, usually being a very good, well behaved, and doting daughter, goes out one day into not the higher end neighborhoods that she usually spends her time in and stumbles upon a block party going on. And she doesn't know if this is like a street performance or if people are just playing music and singing and dancing in the streets. Definitely not something that she's ever seen before. But when she does, she is just finds herself really syncing up and dancing, swaying with the music, finding herself like almost losing herself in that rhythm. And what is seen is uh I- Ilemoe. I said it right.
Illinois. Mhm.
Ilemoe. Uh Ilemoe sees from across this party this girl dancing and notices these little sparks of magic coming off of her. And pretty quickly, I think he is able to intuit pretty easily that she does not realize that this spark and this magic is coming off of her. And so the story we've created is this beautiful slow burn build of him really helping her return to spirit and return to the true and the deepest and most natural forms of magic that our ancestors have given us, which is music and being able to connect to the community and the togetherness that music and art creates. And I am very personally, emotionally attached to this already. I love this story that we've created. It's so gorgeous. Uh, and also, Andy is throwing Riff City. I like it. Um, ooh, name of the city. How do you pronounce that?
Pel say soon.
Pelsesoon. I like it.
Pel comes from the language that my language, the Iwar language, is the one that I'm creating.
Yes.
That is part of the verb of to touch because of the idea of rhythm. Say
Yeah.
soon is actually from an Irish word meaning session, but it's meant to be like an informal gathering. So
Oh.
like a yard, like
Yeah.
a music out in the yard. So the idea that the name of the city actually already hints in and on itself that the
Yeah.
city should not be divided, but rather be informal. Like
Yeah.
the gathering should be informal.
Yeah. The point of
And so
this
it's
is
kind of
connection.
like
It is not
yes,
divided into sections, it is connected.
correct.
Oh,
And so
that's
the idea that it's like
gorgeous.
the rhythm of the city is like it's a rhythm that's meant to be informal.
Yes. Yes.
It's that gathered.
I'm obsessed with that. I love it. Oh my god, that's gorgeous. Yeah, no, I'm gonna be thinking about this for the rest of the week. I'm gonna like by the time my next stream comes around, you are gonna have in your inbox like a picture of a map. You're gonna have like a whole. I don't use Spotify, but like a whole like mixtape playlist. I'm gonna have everything. Like I'm in it. Oh my god,
I'm
this is
I'm I'm
so
happy to
fun.
keep like throwing stuff at this
Yeah,
too. So
I want to keep developing this. This is so much fun,
yeah,
and as always, if you guys do have ask the character questions, so if you want to ask anything of Mavis or of Ilamoe, you can use those channel points. And honestly, we're at the end of the stream, so if you just want to ask us questions, I will probably just be like, give these questions to you for free, because I want to answer them. Like I want to try and like get into this character a little bit. I love it. I'm loving Mavis. I like that she starts out as just like a good, as a well, uh, as a well behaved good daughter for like a socialite daughter type of energy, um, and she just has no idea the means in which her dad is using to actually gain
you
this
know what?
power and
I
gain
just
this
realized
energy.
the way we kind of did too.
Hmm.
We sort of inserted Dirty Dancing into the frame of
Yes.
the
Yes.
we basically Dirty Danced the lore
Woo!
of the story in a little bit in a way.
I love it. Oh, okay. Andy asked the character, "What are you wanting to ask us, my friend?" I would like to know. What question do you have for either Mavis
Well,
or
we're out of
Ilamoy or both
time.
of us? Mavis, do you put baby in a corner? I am baby. And no. That's clearly like her energy after she meets Ilamoy. Like he starts bringing out some confidence in her.
I think for me, it's more the idea. If you call me baby, I can put you in whatever corner you want. I mean,
How dare you?
it's right there. It's right
Oh,
there. It's so
God.
it's I could have not. He just floated. I can't.
Getting I'm getting
I
flustered.
got
We gotta go. Cut the camera. I can't.
I miss you
Oh my
too, buddy.
god. Ever this has now happened so many times where my guest has done or said something that makes me go, I quit. I'm out. I'm done. I
That's
gotta
it.
go.
Call it.
Oh my god.
Call it. Um,
Oh Victor, I miss you. That sounds like such a romantic declaration in the chat.
it is.
Oh Victor.
It is.
Beautiful.
It
Wow.
is.
Well then. Um
Um,
on that note, I knew it.
um,
I knew it.
it
Well,
is.
on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and find someone to raid for the night. Um, Someday when you actually leave, I'm gonna become Savannah. Oh God. Which is hilarious
Welcome,
because
Cookie Monster.
Puppet is literally across that wall right now. She is like, yeah, that's my housemate, and I feel like one day I am going to just walk out, and then who comes back is Deanna, and she's just gonna sit here and be like, "This is my show now."
Yeah.
Hi,
Look at me.
Steve.
Look at me.
Hello. Yeah, look at me. I'm the
This is my
captain
show
now.
now.
Hi, Steve. I know you're late. I'm so sorry. Do you want to? Okay, because Steve is here. He has just arrived. Would you like
Mhm.
to now give a full recap, movie trailer type like recap of the story? Now that I give one for Andy, if you want to give one more while I try and find a channel to read
Sure.
out too,
Okay. Yes.
go for it.
Um, in a world where the magic of the city or oh, I forgot Pulse soon.
I'll
In
say
the city
soon.
of Pulse soon, an urban city dominated by 5 boroughs, where each is ruled and powered by a magical root. A The daughter of a mobster with parasitic and dark magical powers discovers her own magic when she finds herself amongst the people still connected to the story of the roots and the concept of the city being one instead of divided. And so, in this journey, the question remains, will she embrace the awakening to remember what her soul has forgotten? Or will she fall into the very binding darkness of what it means to isolate yourself from where you came from?
Oof. Oh, it's beautiful. I like that the story has kind of put Mavis in this like protagonist thing because like position at least for this like I would say like this first part of the story, you know,
Mhm.
because it just gives Ilamoy that much more mystery. It gives him that much more. I'm in love with him. It's a problem. Okay, we gotta go.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like part of me. What I think the way as a way to like have a plot twist for it is
Yeah,
there's this like whole awakening thing that she has and realization of like how like valuable and powerful the stuff that Ilema Way is doing.
yeah.
And then when she thinks that is like trying to bring reason to her dad and realize all the stuff that her dad is doing, Ilema Way shows up and is like, yeah, no, we are connecting to the root, but it doesn't mean that we are teethless.
Yeah.
And then it's just where like that's where the mafia war begins,
Yes. Oh,
you know.
I love it. I love it. Ugh, powerful, powerful shit. Victor, thank you so much for being on the show. I knew that this was gonna be good. I knew that like we were gonna lock the fuck in, like as soon as whatever prompt we got was gonna come out. So
Oh
I
yeah.
am I am very happy that we got the ones that we did because this was such a cool story that I
Yeah,
am for
I love
sure
it
going
because
to be fixating on
yeah.
all week now.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have thought of I wouldn't have combined
Yeah.
those two things on my own. So like I love
Yeah.
the challenge of it. I'm like, oh, I like this. Okay.
That's something I love about the show is because the prompts are so randomized, like you would never think to combine certain things with each other, you know?
Yeah.
So like yeah, sure, of course, even in urban fantasy there's going to be a seedy underbelly. There's going to be organized crime in situations. So, it's beautiful. I love it. Well, I'm going to go ahead. I have found someone else to raid out to, but before we do, Victor, where can people find you on the internet? Go ahead, plug your shit.
So you can find me on the gram. Victor Manso is the that one, and you can also find me. Not that I really use it. I'm not really that active these days. I think Instagram is probably the most active that I do. If you want to look into more of like my character stuff that I have done in the past, of like on camera characters, whether it's lip syncing or even like some original dialogues or monologues that I have done, you can find me as Victor underscore the story weaver on TikTok. And that's where I have some of that remnants of things in the past. Hopefully, I'll be able to bring some of that back to life again in the future. So, yeah,
Yay. Thank you.
my pleasure.
We are going
Thank
to
you
go
for having me.
ahead. We are going to go ahead and raid Daniel the DM.
Let's
Now,
do it.
now the question is what do we want to tell Daniel? Do we want to just say F you and your mustard?
I was literally going to say,
Should we just say fuck you and your mustard?
fuck you and your mustard.
That's aggressive to just come into
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no.
Daniel's chat
It
and
might be
say
too
that.
aggressive for the raid, but we can just say something like, we brought the mustard.
No, god damn it. God, no, I don't want to include mustard in my stream chat.
We can say something like the block party is here.
Ooh, yeah, the block party is here. That's fun. Okay. Yeah. So let's go ahead and tell Daniel the DM that the block party is here. All right. I'm getting that raid started now. Um Make sure you guys go and follow Not Quite Novelist on YouTube. I am getting all caught up this week. Go follow Not Quite Novelist on Instagram. That's where you're going to see the promos for all of the upcoming streams. We've got a really great stream coming up next weekend with Mika. Mika McIntosh. I am so excited for that one. Go ahead and check the date on that one because I'm going to be streaming on Saturday instead of Sunday. So just keep your eye out for that. Yeah. And aside from that, um, be kind, be chaotic, and be creative. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.